Why should I tune my piano? Two more reasons. Your sounding board is the back of the piano. It's usually made of spruce. The better pianos are made of spruce. A piano, when it's up to pitch, up to key, holds about 20 tons of pressure. And so when you let a piano go 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 30 years, a lot of tension is let off the soundboard. And it has been proven over the years that a sounding board can warp, not having enough tension. It's built to have 20 tons of pressure. And so when it doesn't have all that pressure, it can warp. You say, what does that do? Well, a sounding board is concave in shape. And so it's a crown, they call it. And when it has the crown, it's alive and it sustains and it sings. But when it loses the crown, the concave shape, by not being tuned over for many, many years, it gets dead. It doesn't sustain, it doesn't sing, it does the opposite. And so that's really critical to not, because you can't, once the sounding board is warped, that's it. And a new soundboard would cost far more than the piano costs new today. The other thing I like to talk about, why tune a piano, I've seen this happen too often. That's why it just happened last week. I opened up a piano. Now, of course, they weren't playing it, and it was setting in a beautiful home, but it was setting in their furnace room, which their furnace room is bigger than some of our front rooms. It was quite a big house, but as I opened up the piano, first time it had been opened in probably 30 years, I immediately saw that moths were eating it. These hammers are wool, and there was holes, little holes all through all the hammers. There was moth crystals, shells all through the piano, laying up here, laying all through. Moth eat felt. They eat the felt in here. I've had them eat every felt inside the action, which would be so expensive you throw the piano away. When I pulled out some of these keys, I was doing an estimate evaluation. The piano was highly sentimental for the people I was doing it for. When I pulled out the keys, I noticed the keys wouldn't play. And I figured there's felts under the keys. And I figured the felts were eaten away. And sure enough, as I removed the keys, the felts were eaten out from underneath the keys. And then right here at the key pins, there's what we call two little bushings. There's two right here in the middle, and underneath this, the front of the key, up underneath, there's two more bushings. Well, they had eaten all the front bushings out of the keys. The middle ones were partially eaten. So I say all that because an unused piano, not checked by a technician, things happen. I had another one that wasn't tuned in maybe 5 years, and the person was a single parent. Nothing against that. That can't be helped. But they couldn't afford probably the best of apartments, this particular person. And by the time I saw the piano again after 5 years, it wouldn't play. And it was a good piano. And I couldn't figure it out. I could tell insects were eating in it. I brought in the pest control people. They had never seen anything like it. Long story short, I took pictures of it and sent it to the manufacturer. I suspected it was termites, and I had never seen termites in a piano. Sure enough, it was termites. And we had that particular person had made payments in that piano for years to purchase it. And now suddenly, because they couldn't afford to keep it up, and they were probably in places that weren't too clean, now the piano had to be burned. Another thing that happens more commonly than moth or termites, it's actually in the best of homes, the most expensive homes. Get myself in trouble here. I was going to say it even happened at a presidential place one time. But in the mountains, let's just say it that way. Mice. Mice in the woods or in a field area. I had a piano like this. I sold this piano, by the way, is a high-end Walter that today would sell for $18,000. Back when these people, my friends, had purchased it, at that time it was selling for $5,000. Unfortunately, their children went to college. That's not unfortunate, but no one played the piano when they left. They had a brand new house they moved to, but it just takes a small opening for mice to get in. And they come in up through the back wheels or down to the bottom board. They get in there, they squeeze in there, And I have seen them load up under the keys all kinds of dog food where the keys won't play. I've seen them gnaw at the keys and actually eat keys in half when they get hungry enough. They love to eat these straps called bridle straps. They eat those off. And I won't get into the rest, it's too gross to tell you. But that's another really good reason why you should tune a piano, so that you know what's going on. There's nothing hidden. Technicians checking it faithfully every year. And I hope this saves you a lot of trouble in the future and thousands of dollars of repair. Thank you.